Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 1 of the 1975 American League Championship Series on Inside Pitch. This was determined primarily by PC Replay Baseball, that engine simmed the 75 season for all the games I did not play on the Game of the Week. So that's what we got here, 1975 Shea Stadium. It is the Yankees taking on the Kansas City Royals from New York. Best of five, game one of the best of five. First two are here in New York. Next two will be in Kansas City. I'm sorry, next three would be to Kansas City. So Yankees trying to at least hold serve and not have to go to Kansas City way behind. That's one thing they don't want to do, although the 93 playoffs, the home teams have lost twice. Now, Cincinnati did pull it out in the 75 NLCS at home, but they had to struggle. So it wasn't anything pretty. So home field doesn't necessarily mean anything in this one. So let me double check here and see if everything looks like it's copacetic. Appears to be the best I can do with. I think everything fits on camera pretty well. Or on phone pretty well, I should say. Keep using the word camera when it's really a phone. I don't have a camera. I have my smartphone. So, pitchers in today's game. Jim Catfish Hunter for the Yankees and Steve Busby for the Royals. One thing that's a little bit odd on this, or kind of, I don't know the right word for it, is that Kansas City and New York, their team colors are so similar. It's going to be hard to keep them apart. The only thing that differentiates them is the gray in the Yankees, whereas the Royals have just plain white. So with that being the case, we are using a gray D20 to try to give the Yankees a little bit of karma for that uniform. All right, so you can see we have and these, of course, are not as played because neither one of these teams made the playoffs. I just took what I thought was the best lineup for each team. These are the best bench players I had for each team to make the 25-man roster. And these are the bullpens. 6 bullpen arms for both teams. And your 4 starters, that's your 10 pitchers. And then 9 starters, 6 bench guys are your 15. Ergo, your 25-man roster. So that is the setup. And we are ready to get going. Leading off for the Royals will be Frank White. Frank White will lead things off against the Catfish. And we are ready to go. My plan now, with this game here, that means all game ones of both the 93 and the 75 playoffs have been done. My plan, this is Thursday night, of course. My plan is to play both the 1993 game twos on Saturday and play both the game twos of 1975 on Sunday. So we'll see how that goes. Then Monday, take a day off and then start back up again on Tuesday. That's the plan, but, life comes in the way, but hopefully it does not. So hopefully that's the schedule I'll be using. So Catfish against Frank White. 4-4 for Catfish is a strikeout chance. That's a 15. White only strikes out of the 10, so no strikeout. White will swing instead. 6-3. It's a star line 2, a fly to left. Put away out there by the left fielder, Roy White. So one White retires the other White as Frank White flies to Roy White. One away for George Brett. Catfish to Brett, 4-5, and that is a strikeout chance, but again, 18, way too high for that. Hello, Mr. Robert. How are you? All right, Brett gets to swing on the house, 3-5, and that's a question mark 7 power result. Against a right-hander, it goes to 17. That's a 9. George Brett will have himself a one-out double. One-out double for George Brett. And the Royals are threatening. Here in the top of the first for the big guy, John Mayberry. Strategy roll for Hunter, nothing happening. Hunter to Mayberry. Infield, of course, is back. 3-6 is the ballpark going to Shea Stadium for the first time for John Mayberry. 4-3, it's a Starline 1, which is a fly to left. That is out number 2. Brett runs at a 4. Roy White's arm is a 0. But to go from second to third on a fly to left, you lose 3. So a 1 is the only way he'll make it. He does not. He's got a hold. So that's 2 down, as Mayberry could not move Brett up the chain. So now with 2 outs, here comes Al Cowens, right fielder. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. Hunter to Cowens. It's a 5-1, and that's a possible error. Cowens 5-4. That is a fly to right field. That's a 9. The right fielder in this case is Bobby Bonds, and his error rating is only a 5. So good play for Bobby Bonds. He will make the play, and that's going to do it for the Royals. They get no runs on a hit. The double by Brett is wasted. No errors and 1 left. So half an inning in the books. It is Kansas City nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat. Due up to pitch for the Royals is Steve Busby. He was 18-12 with a 3.08 ERA. Oh, got to get my charts. I almost forgot my charts. I always forget one thing when I'm sitting down here, so I want to make sure I've got those with me. Tabby is here, but she is resting quietly, so hopefully there will be no feline delays whatsoever. That's the hope. It's late enough. I don't want to get the game going 3 hours or anything like that. So here we go. Bobby Bonds against Busby. 6-4, and that is a blank to a right-hander, walk plus to a lefty. So Bonds will swing it. 6-3, and that's a power result to right field. That's a 19. Only goes to 17, so he just misses a home run. Instead, it'll be a deep fly to right field. Al Cowens at the warning track. We'll put it away for out number 1, but a very loud out for Bobby Bonds. Here is Sandy Alomar, second baseman. Busby, 4-1. That's a home run question mark. Alomar's a switch, so it's a 1-2. That fails. So Busby obviously didn't give up any home runs. Here's Alomar. Whoops, the white die got stuck in there. So let's re-roll that because that was a tainted roll. Let's try that again. 4-6. That's a single to right field for Sandy Alomar. 1 out single for Alomar. His attempt is a 6. That's a 14, so nothing is happening. The infield is now halfway. And that'll bring up Roy White. Busby, 6-2. Switch hitter batting left. It's a blank. Go to White. 1-5. It's a double to left field for Roy White. So they're getting to Busby early. Can Alomar score is the question. Alomar runs at a 4. Left fielder arm. Left fielder arm out there for Kansas City is Jim Wolford. And his arm is a 0. And, of course, to go from first to home on a double that went to left field, the adjustment there is a -1. So -1, 0 arm, and a 4 speed makes a total of 3. So Sandy Alomar will score on a 1-3. 4 or higher, he's got to hold. It's a 4. He's got to hold up. So cannot score it, but it will be second and third. Nobody out. I'm sorry, 1 out, second and third. And the Yankees are threatening with the captain, Thurman Munson, coming to the plate. Hello, Dwayne. How you doing, Tascuni? All right, second and third, 1 out. The Royals are going to play the infield in. They don't get up a cheap run, so they're going to play the infield in. Busby goes see if he can pick somebody off. He cannot. So Busby to Munson. 2-3, and that's a blank to a righty. So we go to Munson. 2-4, and that's a single past third base for Munson. So didn't matter where the infield was in that situation. Alomar is going to score. S5, and let's see, the speed of Roy White is a 3. and he does not have enough speed to score. So Roy White will stop at third, but the Yankees do take a 1-0 lead against Steve Busby. And runners on the corner, still only one out. Check the strategy from Munson. Nothing going on. So that brings up Greg Nettles. Infield for the Royals now back to halfway. Busby, 3-6, strikeout chance, but 20 is too much. Go to Nettles. 4-5 for Nettles, and that's a single to left field. So, boy, they're just hitting Busby left and right. White will score. Munson on a single to left. He runs at a 3. Wolford's a 0. You lose 2 on the first to third, so it has to be a 1 for Munson to make it. It's not, so he's got to hold at second base. But Nettles, RBI single, and the Yankees now lead it 2-0 here in the bottom of the first, as they've got Busby on the ropes. That'll bring up first baseman Chris Chambliss. Nothing on the strategy roll. Busby to Chambliss. 4-4 ballpark car going back to Shea Stadium. 6-2. It's a ground ball to second. Possible double play. Double play chance for Chambliss is a 3. Pitcher adds nothing halfway, makes it a 4. The pivot is the shortstop Freddie Patek. And Freddie Patek pivot is a +1. So with that in mind, it's a 1-5 for a double play. And it is. It's going to be a double play. It's going to go 4-6-3 to end the inning. But the damage already done. As for the Yankees, they get 2 runs. They do it on 4 hits. No errors and 1 left. So at the end of 1 here at Shea Stadium, it is the Yankee, if I can get my thing to right here, it is the Yankees 2 and the Royals nothing. And I will probably say Yankee Stadium by mistake at least once tonight, but that's okay. Things like that happen. 2-0 lead given to Catfish. He's got to deal with the very tough Tony Salita coming up for the Royals to lead things off. 3-3 is a blank. We go to Salita. 3-5, and that's a fly to left. Hauled in by Roy White, 1 away, and that brings up AO Amos Otis. Otis, my man. 6-4, and that's a possible error on a throw. Otis, 2-5. That's a fly to right. No error to worry about. As Bonds puts it away. 2 down for the left fielder, Jim Wolford. Catfish, 4-3. Strikeout plus got him. So Catfish in control. 3 up and 3 down go the Royals. We go to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Yankees. And the A's are probably sitting there saying, hey, we should be here. But you didn't win, so got to tough it out. All right, so for the Yankees, they will send designated hitter Ed Herman, who's also a backup catcher, but he's DHing in tonight's game, followed by Blatt and Stanley. Busby, 1-3, range play. Herman, 3-4, liner to short. No range play on a liner, I don't think, or is there? Let me double check it. I know there's no error on a line drive to short, but there might be a range. Let's see here. Where's the one for range? Here we go. Failed successful range. Liner to short. Yeah, there is a range. There is a range check on a liner to short. All right. Shortstop for the Royals is little Freddie Patek. He is a 3. So Patek needs a 3 or less to make the catch. He does not get it, so it will be a base hit by Herman. So he sneaks it past Patek for a leadoff single. Herman, no threat to run, but there are chances for pickoffs, so we still roll the 20, and the infield is now halfway. It is a 20, so Busby now 1-9. He'll pick Herman off. 10 or 11 is a pickoff error. 12 and higher, Herman gets back. That's 17, so Herman gets back without incident. So Herman's aboard for center fielder Rick Blatt. Busby, 3-1, ballpark card going to Shea Stadium. 6-5, and that is a fly ball to left field for out number 1. Jim Wolford hauls it in, 1 down for Fred Chicken Stanley, number 9 hitter. Nothing on the strategy. Busby, 2-5, blank. Go to Fred Stanley. 2-2 is a star 4, and that is a ground ball to first, possible double play. He's a 3. Pitcher adds nothing to the first baseman, so you don't get that benefit, so it stays a 3. The pivot is the shortstop Patek, and we've already seen that he is a +1, so that would make it a 4. So 1 to 4, it's a double play. It is. It's a double play, second double play turned by the Royals in this one, and that's going to end the inning. It's going to go 3-6-3 to end the inning. No runs a hit, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 2, it is still New York 2 and Kansas City nothing. Catfish back out with that 2-0 lead. And he'll be facing catcher, switch hitter Bob Stinson. Stinson will play against the righty starters, and Buck Martinez will start against the lefty starters. Hunter to Stinson. 5-1, and that's a possible error. Go to Stinson's card. 2-5, fly to center field. That's an even number, so there cannot be an error. So it's just going to be a hauled in out there by Blatt. And I believe his error rating, well, his error rating's a 9, but since that's an even number, there's no error on an even number. So Stinson is out of there. 1 down for Freddie Patek. Catfish 2-4, walk chance 12. He walks in 11, but the stadium -1, so no walk on that one. But he will swing. 6-1, star 1 is a fly to left. Put away out there by Roy White. 2 up and 2 down against Catfish. The only hit of the game for the Royals so far was a George Brett double in the first inning. Here's Frank White. 6-1 is a walk chance, but 15 too high for that. Go to White, 4-3. And that's a power result to left field. Against a right-hander, he needs a 9 or less. That's a 5. That'll be a double for Frank White. So both hits that Hunter has given up have been on power results, and both have turned into doubles. So a 2-out double by Frank White. And now the Royals have a runner in scoring position for the dangerous George Brett. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Catfish to Brett. 2-1, blank against a lefty, so we go to Brett's card. 5-3, he's going to ground to second, and that's going to end the inning as Alomar throws him out. So the Royals get that 2-out double but can't cash in. And we go to the bottom of the third. Still 2-0 Yankees. And the top of the order, Bobby Bonds will be leading off for the Yankees. In that inning for Kansas City, no runs a hit, no errors, and a man left. Bottom of the third, 2-0. Busby now will be facing Mr. Bonds. 3-3 is a blank. We go to Bonds. 2-5. That's a single to right field for Bobby Bonds. So yet another hit by the Yankees. Busby has not really been fooling them. Infield back to halfway. Bonds needs a 6 to get a jump. 6 or less. He does. So Bonds is a 13. Busby is a +3. Makes it a 16. But then Stinson is a -1. So we got 13, 6. We got 15. If my public school math is correct. 1 to 15, he's safe. He's out on a 20. Boy, that evil D20 catches Bobby Bonds again. He's going to be caught stealing as Patek puts on the tag for out number 1. Infield goes back to normal. Bonds is erased. Here's Sandy Alomar. Singled and scored his first time up. 2-2, and that would have been a single if he's tired, but he's not, so it's a blank. Go to Alomar, 5-1. He's going to single pass short, so he does it on his own card. He didn't need a fatigue result. And now how big was that caught stealing? Infield again, back to halfway. And let's see, Alomar has an attempt of 6 as well. He's not going to go anywhere, though. He will stand pat for Roy White. Kansas City has turned double plays in both innings. They're looking to do it for the third time. Busby, 3-5. That is a strikeout chance, 17 too much. Roy White, not much of a double play candidate. 3-1. He's got a single pass short, so you don't have to worry about a double play candidate. That's an S6. And to get from first to third on an S6, you have to have a 5 or better. Alomar is a 4, but there's only one out, so he does not get the boost. So he will stop at second base. But the Yankees have runners at first and second with only one out for the captain, Thurman Munson. Munson had a RBI single his first time up. Nothing on the strategy. Busby, 5-6, strikeout chance. That is a 6. Not going to get him. He's only a 5. So Munson will get the swing. 6-1. It's a grounder to short. Possible double play. He's a 3. 0 here. Halfway makes it a 4. The pivot at second in Frank White, I believe, is a 0. I will double check it. Frank White, in fact, is a 0. So 1-4, and they have turned their third double play in 3 innings. And they have. So 6-4-3 double play hit into by Munson, and the Royals in 3 innings have turned 3 double plays and has pretty much kept them in the game. Nothing doing for the Yankees, despite the fact that they got 3 hits. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. 3 innings in the books here at Shea Stadium. It's still 2-0 Yankees, thanks to all those double plays. Don't know that I've had 3 double plays in 3 innings before. That's kind of a new one. But it's just the way it's been working out. Catfish facing John Mayberry, Al Cowens, and Tony Salita. Heart of the order for the Royals. They need to make some hay against the Catfish. 3-1's a walk. That's a 4. That's a good start as John Mayberry draws the free pass. Leadoff walk to start the 4th. Infield now halfway. Mayberry's attempt is a 1. Not going to do anything with that, so he will stand pat. And Al Cowens, the batter. Hunter, 6-4, possible error on the throw. Cowens, 3-6. That's a single to short. So let's see here. Single to short and an E6. I'm sorry, error on the throw and an S6. Let's see if that's possible. Looks like it is. Infield single with 1 extra base advancement on a bad throw. Otherwise, everybody gets 1 total base. All right, so the error rating on the shortstop in this case is, for Fred Stanley, his error rating is a 5. That's an 11, so there's no error. So it'll just be an infield single. And that'll put runners at first and second. And hopefully, RJL, you're checking me out to make sure I did that correctly. An error on throw chance on an S6. The error chance failed because it was higher than than Stanley's error rating. So simply going to be an S6. And to get from first to third, the run on first did not have enough to get there. So first and second. Hello, Doug. How you doing? First and second, 1 out. And the dangerous Tony Salita steps to the plate. 1 swing of the bat, he can change everything. He's also a good double play candidate. So strategy roll for Hunter, nothing happening. Hunter, 2-4. That's a walk chance, so he will walk the bases. He walks Salita's going to load the bases. He didn't walk the bases loaded, although he did walk 2. But in between was an Al Cowens infield single. But now the bases are chucked full of Kansas City Royals with 1 out and Amos Otis the batter. Yankees are going to play back for a double play. Nothing on the Havoc. Hunter really needs a strikeout about now. 6-2. It's a range play, but they're only halfway, so the infield's only going to lose 1 instead of losing 2 on infield in. So let's see if it goes to the infield or not. 4-5. It's actually going to be a single to right, but it's a range play. So the right fielder, Bobby Bonds, is being tested. And Bonds' range in right field is a 4. So 1-4, he will make this play and save some runs. He does not. It's a 6. So it's going to be a single to right field by Amos Otis. Mayberry's going to score for sure. Cowens, let's see, the arm of Bonds is a -1. Cowens runs at a 4. That's a total of 3. To get from second to home on an S9, you add 1, so that's going to be back up to a 4 again. So 1-4, and he'll score. He does. So Amos Otis gets a 2-run single as Cowens comes in to score. Salita runs as a 1, so he's not going anywhere but to second base. So 2-run single for off the bat of Amos Otis has tied the score, and Catfish looking a little perplexed. And Jim Wolford is your batter. 2-2 now the score here in the top of the 4th. Still only 1 out, and Jim Wolford the batter. Nothing on the strategy. Catfish 1-1 automatic out, and it will be a fly to center for out number 2. I'm sorry, no, it's out number 1. They haven't got an out yet. That was the first out. Thought there was an out before, but I guess I was daydreaming. So fly to center, and Salita has no chance to go to third. He's slow as molasses. He's not going anywhere. So with 1 out now, a double play would get him out of the inning. Stinson, even though it doesn't run well, only hitting a few double plays. Those double plays are 1, so you may not be able to count on that. Hunter 5-4 blank would have been a strikeout to a righty. Stinson 6-5 pops it up to first. That'll be an infield fly rule for out number 2, and that'll certainly help the cause. And now there's 2 away for Freddie Patek. Nothing on the strategy. Infield is now back to normal. Hunter 3-4, and that is a blank to a right-hander. Go to Patek. 4-1 fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. But Kansas City does tie the score with 2 runs. They do it on 2 hits. There were no errors, and the Royals left 2 on. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 2 apiece. Brand new game. And now Busby will take the mound, and he'll be dealing with Greg Nettles to start the inning. It'll be Nettles, Chambliss, and Herman due up for the Yanks. Nettles singled and was erased on a double play his first time up. The Royals have turned 3 double plays, 1 in each inning, so they're going for 4 in a row, possibly. 4-3 is a walk chance, 16 too much, but first the Yankees have to get a base runner. 6-5 fly to left as Wolford hauls it in, and Nettles is retired. 1 down for Chris Chambliss. 1-6 strikeout chance, 14 too much. Go to Chambliss's card. 4-2, it's a single to left field, so there's your base runner. Now there's a chance for another double play, and Ed Herman is your double play candidate. And he is a 3, so he's a high double play candidate. Strategy roll first. Nothing happening. Infield is halfway looking for that double play. Busby, 4-5. That is a walk chance to a righty, but blank to a lefty. So Herman will swing it. 1-1's grounder to second. Could it be 4 double plays in 4 innings? Grounder to second. He's a 3. Halfway's a 4. Patek's pivot's a +1. Anything other than a 6, and we have 4 consecutive double plays. And we do. 4 consecutive double plays. 4-6-3 ends the inning. Yankees are feeling snake bit. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. So Yankees, this has got to be a record for me. 4 innings played and 4 consecutive double plays they've hit into. Not sure I've ever seen that in any game, whether it's inside pitch or whatever. Very unusual. But we go to the 5th, tied at 2. And it's refreshing that we get some pitchers that can face a lot of batters, so there's not any rush to the bullpen right now. Both pitchers can pitch quite some time. So leading off for the Royals, it'll be Frank White. Top of the order, Frank White, Brett, and Mayberry. White doubled his last time up. 3-2, and that is a range play, so we're going to White's card for the range play. 6-2, and against a right-hander, it's a fly to left, but that's a range of Roy White. So Roy White will be tested with his range in left field. He is a 4. So anything 4 or less, and Roy White will put it away. And he does. So Roy White takes that hit away, or keeps it a fly out, I should say. It was going to be a fly out originally, but he makes sure it stays a fly out. Doesn't give up a cheap hit. And again, Roy White gets out Frank White. So here's George Brett. Hunter, 6-3. He's not tired, so we go to Brett's card. 5-3. Ground ball to second. An easy play for Alomar. And 2 up and 2 down. Catfish having a much better inning this inning. Here's John Mayberry. 2-6. Blank to a left-handed hitter. Go to Mayberry's card. 6-3. It's a fly to center, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Catfish. He needed it. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still tied at 2. Here from Shea Stadium. Busby back out. And Rick Blatt, center fielder, steps to the plate. 2-1, and it's an automatic out. The automatic out will be a fly to left, so Starline took advantage of that for a fly to left, 1 away. And here's Fred Stanley, shortstop. 6-4, and that's a blank to a right-hander, so we go to Stanley. 1-5, fly to center, 2 down, so there cannot be a double play. Finally, there will be no double play this inning, so that streak stops at 4. Back to the top of the order in Bobby Bonds. Busby, 4-1. Home run question mark, but against a righty, it's a 0. Good thing, because he's a 20. But no home runs allowed by Busby against righties, so we go to Bonds. 3-4. He's going to ground it to Frank White at second, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Busby. So both pitchers settle in the 5th. Give up nothing. We go to the 6th. Still tied at 2 apiece. Nip and tuck here at Shea Stadium. For the Kansas City Royals, it'll be Al Cowens, Tony Salita, and Amos Otis due up. Catfish, 5-4. Strikeout chance to a righty. That's a 6. He strikes out at a 6. Stadium doesn't change that, so the strikeout is good. And Al Cowens will whiff. 1 away for the dangerous Tony Salita. Catfish, 6-5. Strikeout chance, 18. Got him, so not that dangerous this time. So Catfish strikes out the first 2 he faces. And that brings up AO, Amos Otis. Otis, my man. 5-6 ballpark card going to Shea Stadium. 2-4, and that's a star line 6, which is a ground ball to short, and the chicken man, Fred Stanley, takes care of it. Another 3 up and 3 down inning turned in by the Catfish. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, still tied at 2. And it's just a matter of who's going to flinch. Due up for the Yankees, it will be 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Alomar, White, and Munson. This thing I'm using here is a poor man's version of the Bob Carpenter scorebook. It's the fans edition they take to the ballpark. So it doesn't really have a whole lot of stuff. It's got enough for me in here to do what I need it to do, but it's not the big fancy one I use for the Nationals replay, the big expensive one. This one's like 25 or 30 bucks. It's called the fan edition. It's smaller, so it's made for people to take to the stadium to score games. So it's just, I had extra sheets in here. I've never really used it for anything, so I just kind of use this to keep things like this in one location. It's also what I used in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. I'm kind of using this for the 75 series. For the 93 series, I'm printing the score sheets off from PC Replay because you can do that. But the 75, to do that off Replay wouldn't make any sense because it had the replay ratings and not the inside pitch ratings. So anyway, that's what I'm using. Okay, so Sandy Alomar leading off the bottom of the 6th against Busby. 6-3 possible error. Alomar 6-5 grounded to third. We're checking the error on George Brett. That's a 10. And George Brett error rating is a 10. So it will be a boot on George Brett. E5. First error for either team as Brett boots it. And Alomar reaches infield now halfway. 6 is the attempt for Alomar. 12 is too high. He can't go anywhere. Busby needs another one of those double plays. 5-1, strikeout chance 17, too much. We go to White. White is actually 2 for 2, a double and a single. 6-3, this time he's going to ground it back to the pitcher, Busby. So that may not help his cause any, but his double play is only a 1. And when you kick it to Busby, it's a -1 result. So let's see. I'm trying to remember I think you still add in for the halfway to cancel this out. So that would make it a 1 there. So basically it's a 1, it's a double play. Anything else, it will not be a double play. It's a 6, so runners are going to advance. So actually on all 6 results, the runner advances regardless of the double play rating. So in this case, Roy White grounds out to Busby, whose only play was to first. Alomar does take second. Ends up like a pseudo-sacrifice fly. The infield's now back. And the captain, Thurman Munson, is your batter. You were asking about the score sheet I was using. You don't add the pivot. Okay, thank you for that. The score sheet, the book I use for the Nationals replay is the original Bob Carpenter scorebook. This is one that holds 200 pages. It's about $50. And it's what I used for the Nationals replay. And it's got, everything you could possibly want in it. Most of the radio announcers and stuff use that. It's a little bit overdone for a cards and dice replay, but I decided I bought one and never used it, so I figured this was a good time to use it. And so that's what I use there. But of course, this one, when you compare the sizes, you can kind of see the difference in the sizes there between the two. So this one's the smaller fan version, and this one is the radio version. It's the only one I bought. They're kind of expensive, so it was a one-time purchase for me, basically. I doubt very seriously I'd buy another one because I don't really have any need for it. Doing these cards and dice, you don't really need anything that fancy. I just used it that one time. That was pretty much about it. All right. Munson. No, it's on a strategy. So Busby to Munson. 3-4. That is a straight up home run chance right there on a 3-4. That's a 12, but Munson's only a 10. So no home run, but he's not out. He gets the swing. Whoops, Sua dice. So we'll re-roll that again. 5-1. It's the star line 2, which is a ground ball to third. And that is out number 2. The only way the runner gets to second is on a 6. And he does not. So he will hold there. 2 down. And it's up to Greg Nettles. Yeah, this one on my Sharpie here is not doing too well. Plenty ink in the old ballpoint pen, but I'd rather have a Sharpie here because it shows. I think the line score shows up better on camera that way when it's nice and dark. All right, so Nettles is your batter. Alomar still at second base, but now 2 outs. Busby 3-2, and that's a possible wild pitch. That's a 16, so it will miss. 12 to 15 would have been a possible pass ball, but 16's out of range, so it's just ball 1. So Busby will try again. 4-1. It's home run question mark. 1-2 for the lefties, but that's a 12, so no fit there. Nettles 2-3. Lines it right to second base to end the inning. Snagged by by Frank White, the other White. And that's going to end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. 6 innings are in the book. And we are still tied at 2 from Shea Stadium. But again, the way these pitchers could pitch back in 75, they're not looking for the bullpen. They're both looking to go maybe 9 innings if they have to. Refocus my camera. Okay, I was showing that book and it probably screwed everything up. Thank you for the thing there. I was away from looking at the computer, so hopefully that's better now. That's why I don't like to show those books or anything, charts or anything, because it ends up screwing things up. So hopefully that's better now. Thank you for the catch, RJL. I wasn't looking at the computer. The computer is off to my left. It's actually sitting on the perch the tablet usually uses, but when I'm playing the game, I'm looking straight ahead, so I got to look like at a 90-degree angle to my left to see the computer. So every couple of bats, I look over there to see what's going on, and I happen to catch your comment. So thank you for that. Okay, top of the 6th, Jim Wolford, who's 0 for 2, struck out in the 2nd, flew to center in the 4th. And Catfish, 5-2, automatic out on that star line, and that will be a fly to left field, 1 away. So Wolford now 0 for 3. And now in the 7th inning, of course, pinch hitting might start coming to play as well to get certain matchups. Here's Stinson, 1-6 strikeout chance. He's not tired, so it's not a walk. 15 too high. We go to Stinson. 3-6 ground ball to second, and Alomar is there. 2 up and 2 down. Catfish now has retired. Going back to the 4th inning, he has retired 11 in a row. He got the last 3 outs of the 4th inning straight in a row, and then everybody in the 5th, everybody in the 6th, and the top 2 in the 7th. So here's Patek. 4-5, strikeout chance 10, too high. Go to Patek. 2-6, fly to left. That's going to end the inning. So 12 in a row turned in by Catfish. He is on a roll, and we have reached the 7th inning stretch here at Shea Stadium. With the score still 2-2, Catfish has faced 27 batters. He can face 33, so he's still okay. Busby has faced a total of only 23 batters, and he can face 31, so he's still okay as well. Yep, I do know that, Doug. I know they have a lot of them, but they've got the payoff pitch ratings on them. So unless I'm playing payoff pitch, it really doesn't do me any good. But I have used that for the 86 and the 22 Yankees payoff pitch that I'm doing. I do print that off when I need it. Also can go to Rombo Baseball Sim Research. They have score sheets of as played that I like to print out sometimes. All right, here is Busby against Chambliss to start the 7th. 1-2 is a blank. Go to Chambliss. 3-2, and that's a single. So Chris Chambliss singles past George Brett at third. He's now 2 for 3. Infield now halfway. Chambliss has no attempt, but we do roll for Busby because he does have pickoff chances. Has to be a 20. It is not, so no pickoff there. Here's Ed Herman. See what he can do. He is the designated hitter, so if the Yankees wanted to pinch hit for him, they could. But in all honesty, if they're looking at their bench, it's not a whole lot there. So they're gonna. That's why Herman was chosen as the DH anyway. So they'll leave him in there. Busby, 3-4. That's a straight-up home run chance. He's a 14, but that's a 16. So Ed Herman could not get the home run. Missed it by 2. That evil D20 struck again. Here's Herman, 4-1. Ground ball to third, possible double play. He's a 3. The halfway makes him 4. The pivot at second is a 0. So 1-4. And we got the fifth double play turned in by the Royals. And we do. So how do you like that, folks? 5 double plays the Yankees have hit into now. That's going to go around the horn, 5-4-3, for a quick 2 outs. I don't think I've ever had a game where one team hit into 5 double plays, and we're only in the 7th inning. That's very, very interesting. All right, Rick Blatt is due up for the Yankees, but I think I will pinch hit for him. He's only a .222 hitter. He's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to left field. So let's see who they might want to go to here. They're going to go to... They're going to pinch hit with Walt No-Neck Williams, but his defense is pretty weak. So Lou Piniella will come in and play right field, and they'll move Bonds to center field. That's how they're going to play it. So Bonds will move to center, and the new right fielder will be Piniella. But Walt Williams is a better pinch hitter, so they're going to use Walt Williams to pinch hit. So we're going to have Williams and Piniella will take over in right field. He is now in right field, and Bobby Bonds will move to center field. So those are the adjustments there. So Sweet Lou will go into his defensive mode, but Walt Williams will get to swing. Busby, 4-1. Home run question mark. But again, he just doesn't give up home runs to righties, so nothing going on there. And too bad Walt Williams is 18. But he swing 3-6, star line 2 is a ground ball to third. Brett puts it away, and the inning is over. So no runs a hit, no errors, and nobody left. 7 innings in the books. It is still 2-2. And the new center fielder now is Bobby Bonds, and the new right fielder is Sweet Lou Piniella. Top of the 8th. Catfish can face 33 batters. He's faced 27, so he's still in good shape. Top of the order, Frank White, batter. 2-4. That's a walk chance. That's a 5. So Frank White will draw the leadoff walk. Leadoff walks can be dangerous. Attempt is a 4. That's a 2, so he gets a chance to steal. 16. -2 from Hunter makes him a 14, and a -2 from Munson makes him a 12. But they got to do something to get their offense sparked, so they're going to steal him, try to steal anyway. 1-12. And he's in there. Stolen base for Frank White. Munson threw it down there, but White avoided the tag and is safe at second base. The go-ahead run is in scoring position with nobody out. And George Brett, the batter. I don't know, RJ, because I will probably wait because it makes more sense to do it right before I'm going to play it or soon before I play it. You play it yours pretty quickly after the other one. I won't be playing one until next year, so I don't know. I have to think about that. I haven't really thought about it yet, to be honest with you, but I mean, I guess I could do it either way, but Plus, I want to see, when the other stuff comes out. Maybe by December or so, Inside Pitch will produce 93 and 96 or 90, whatever they're missing. And we'll see. I can add that to the rotation. So we shall see. All right, so Catfish to Brett. 1-4, and that's a blank to a lefty. Bring up Brett. 1-1. It's a pop up to short. That'll keep everybody right where they are. So exact perfect result for Hunter. 1 down. Here's Mayberry. Boy, do you walk Mayberry? Although he is 0 for 2, but he's very dangerous, particularly against right-handers. If you walk Mayberry, you set up a double play against Al Cowens, who's a little bit less of a hitter. So they're going to walk John Mayberry intentionally as Munson puts out the 4 fingers, and this is 1975, so they are going to have to throw those 4 tosses to make the walk official. Yeah, RJO, I'm you're what's the right word for it? You're mistaking me for somebody who has a plan. How about that? I'm more of a winging it here, so we'll see. I guess maybe I should do it when the season's over, because that's if I wait, maybe the buzz, if you want to call it, that'll be gone. But it probably makes more sense to do it shortly after the World Series is over. So it's something I got to mull on, so to speak. All right, so Hunter now. Nothing on the strategy. So Al Cowens is up. Hunter looking for the double play. 6-4, possible error on a throw. Cowens 3-2, and that is a single to center field. That's an 18, so it will not be a throwing error on Bobby Bonds. But single to center could score Frank White, who runs at a 4. But Bonds' arm is a -1, drops him to a 3. But to score from second on a single to center, you add 2 to that, so that makes it a 5. So 1-5, and he will score to take the lead. It's a 6. He's possibly out. So Bonds has put one in there and possibly can get him. Bonds being a -1 means that a 1-4, we go to that third roll. 5-6, he's going to hold. 6, he's going to hold. So the bases are loaded. So Bobby Bonds used that cannon, and maybe that was fortuitous to move him from right field to center, because it worked out right there. But now the bases are loaded with only 1 out for tough Tony Salita. Coming to the plate, Hunter has faced 31 batters. So bullpen activity for the Yankees, as they have Tippy Martinez, a lefty, and Dick Tidrow, a righty, loosening in the pen. But they're going to see if Hunter can get out of it. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Infield for the for the Yankees is back, because he's a 3, and with being halfway makes it a 4. You got a pretty good chance there, 4 out of 6 chance to turn double play. So they're going to play back for the double play. Hunter to Salita, 1-6 strikeout chance. He got him, so he's not tired yet, so the strikeout is good. And so far, the strategy to walk Mayberry may be working out. We shall see. It'll bring up Amos Otis. He's still got to get Otis with the bases loaded now and 2 outs. Infield is back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 29, 5, 34. So Catfish is now tired. Now the question is, who do you bring in? You can't let him give up that hit that's going to produce a run on a fatigue chart. So Hunter's going to leave, and they will go to their bullpen for right-hander Dick Tidrow. So Tidrow will come on, and technically Tidrow did not pitch for the Yankees after the middle of August, but I'm so short of pitchers. To make 6 pitchers, I had to go back and pull him in. It was either that or use Rick Sawyer, who had like 4 innings pitched the whole year. So I thought, to be more representative of the Yankees, I would bring Tidrow. Doesn't mean he couldn't have come back for a playoffs if they were there. They may have just sat him out since they were out of the playoffs in real life. So hard to say what would have really happened. So I figure why not bring in Tidrow. All right, bases are loaded. 2 outs. AO the batter. Tidrow with the pitch. 2, nothing's happening. Tidrow to Otis. 6-2, error on a ground ball possibly. 3-1 is a star 3, which is a ground ball to first, so it is a possible error, but that's a 15. So look at Chris Chambliss. His error rating is only a 7. So Chambliss will field it, flip to Tidrow covering, and he gets out of it. The Royals leave him loaded. Miss a golden opportunity to take the lead. So for the Royals, no runs on just the 1 hit. There were 2 walks, no errors, and they left them loaded. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, still 2-2, thanks to some savvy pitching and maybe some savvy managing. Don't know. All right, so Steve Busby back out. He can face 31 batters, and so far he has faced 26. Fred Chicken Stanley is your leadoff hitter, but he will not hit. They need somebody that got some offense. So we're going to see about maybe a better hitter off the bench. They don't have a whole lot, to be honest with you. Their best pinch hitter probably would be Rick Dempsey, but he's the only catcher they have left. Unless, well, they can move Herman off the DH, I guess. But Coggins and Mason hits 152, Coggins hits 236. But you know what? We're going to go with Coggins. And then the new shortstop will be Jim Mason. So Mason will take over at short in the top of the 9th. But Coggins will be the pinch hitter. So that's going to leave Brinkman and Dempsey as the only 2 left. I used Mason instead of Brinkman because he's got a better defensive rating. He's a 4.11 versus Brinkman being a 2.14. So that's why I used him. So Stanley is out of there, and Rich Coggins trying to get something started for the Yankees. Pinch hitting here in the 8th with Mason taking over in the 9th at short. Busby still got some energy, so he's going to pitch. 5-2 is a walk chance. 12, too high. We go to Coggins. 4-1, single pass first, and boy, the manager is just making all the smartest moves in the world. I don't know where they found this guy, but he sure is smart. And that's a base hit for Coggins. Nothing on the strategy roll. Coggins runs at a 3, so decent speed. And that'll bring up Bobby Bonds. Now the Royal bullpen is loosening as Mark Littell, a right-hander, and Steve Mangori, a lefty, tossing in the Royal bullpen. Infield now at halfway as the Royals try to turn yet another double play. 4-5, and that is a walk chance to Bonds, and he will walk him. So maybe Busby might be running out of gas. Even though he hasn't officially hit fatigue yet, he's getting there. That's his 28th batter faced. Runners at first and second, nobody out for Mr. Alomar. Switch hitter. They got a couple of switch hitters coming up, Alomar and White. So it really doesn't matter about lefty-righty at this point. They're going to let Busby keep going. Nothing on the strategy roll. Busby to Alomar. 3-3 is a blank. We go to Alomar's card. 2-4, and that's a grounder back to the pitcher, Busby. So not likely to be a double play here because that's a 1, and you lose 1 going to Busby. And like I said, there's nothing on the pivot when it hits to the pitcher. So a 1, you have to have a 1 for a double play. Anything else, probably runners are going to advance. That's a 5. Well, they will get this force play at second base on Bonds. So it's going to go 1-4 as Frank White makes the play. Alomar is now at first. Coggins, the pinch hitter, is now at third. So runners are at the corners with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th, and now the infield is going to come in. They can't afford to take the chance. Roy White's not much of a double play inducer, so unless they want to go to the bullpen, let's see if they're debating here whether to go to the bullpen or not. I think Whitey Herzog was the manager in 75. I could be wrong. Might have been somebody else. He might not have got to 76. I'm not sure. Let's see if they want to go to somebody else that might have a... Trying to find somebody that can induce double plays, but nobody on the Royals can do that. Busby can face 31. He has now faced 29. This will be batter number 30 right here. So I think they're going to let him try to work his way out of it. Infield is in. Maybe he pick somebody off. No, he cannot. So Roy White, the batter. Infield in. Busby. 3-2. Oh, it's a wild pitch chance. 14. Possible pass ball. A possible pass ball. Bob Stinson's pass ball rating is a 3. Roll a 4 or higher, it is a pass ball. No, he blocks it. So Stinson, very alert to block that. And we'll try again. Nothing happening. Busby to White. 2-6, possible error on the ground ball. White, 1-4, grounded to third. That's a 6. We already saw before, Brett's a 10. So second error of the game on George Brett. He boots it again. And now runners are at first and second. More importantly for the Yankees, the go-ahead run has crossed the plate. It's now 3-2. And Sparky Lyle is loosening in the Yankee bullpen. Now they've got the lead. It's 3-2, and that's going to be it for Busby. Although that play was not really his fault. He just didn't get the support. So Mark Littell will be coming on, a right-hander. Will be coming on for the Royals to try to get out of the rest of this mess. Well, like I said, that wasn't Busby's fault. That was George Brett booting it for the second time. Okay, so it was a split in 75. Herzog took over from McKeon. So obviously at this point of the season, it would be Herzog. All right. And I believe Bill Verdon was the manager of the Yankees in 75, although I'm not 100% sure. I think it was Bill Verdon, because Billy Martin didn't come along to 76. Okay, so Munson is now up to the plate. Infield returns to halfway. Strategy roll. If we get a 20, he's going to pick somebody off. He's going to pick somebody off. He's got a 1-20 pickoff chance there. So if we get a 20, somebody's picked off. We do not. So Littell will pitch 2-3, and that's a strikeout plus. He's going to get him. No, he won't. I take it back. He's only a 5. The plus is a 15. That's a 16. So Munson fends that off. And now Littell couldn't strike him out, so Munson will swing. 3-2 is a star 1, which is a ground ball to first. Possible double play. Munson's a 3. They don't get any benefit for being halfway because they went to first, so it stays a 3. But Patek's pivot is a +1, so it's a 1-4, and they can turn their 6th double play. They do not. It's a 5, but they will get the force play. Munson will reach. They do retire Roy White 3-6 on the fielder's choice, and Alomar will take third. So now there are 2 outs, and the batter is Greg Nettles, and Littell will exit, and they will have a left-hander, Steve Mingori, come in and pitch to Nettles. This is not 2023, so the 3-batter rule does not apply in 1975. So Steve Mingori, lefty on lefty, playing the matchups. That's what baseball is all about, playing matchups. So Mingori is going to try to get out of this and keep his team 1 run down, but he's got to get past the dangerous Craig Nettles. But as you can see on his power results, it goes to 16 here against righties, only 8 against lefties. So his home run total here is the same, but still. Got to play the percentages, at least the perceived percentages anyway. So Mengori. Let's see. The runner on first is Munson. His attempt is a 1. Nothing happening. Mengori to Nettles, 1-4. A home run question mark, 1-15, but that's a 20. So Mengori escapes. That could have been disaster. Here's Nettles, 5-3. It's a pop to third. 5-4 would have been a double, but a 5-3 is a pop to third. And boy, the Royals escape what could have been disaster. As it was, the Yankees take the lead 3-2 as we go to the top of the 9th. But honestly, the Yankees could have had more. So Sparky Lyle will be coming on for the Yankees to try to close the deal. In the inning for the Yankees, they got a run. They did it on, and the run is earned even though the error happened because you can't assume the batter that he would have thrown home to make the play. So you got to assume, you can't assume an out like that. So the run is actually earned. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and they left on 2. So we go to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Royals, and it will be bottom of the order, Wilford, Stinson, and Patek, but we can see some pinch hitting. Probably most likely will, because the Royals have a whole lot of righties on the bench that they can go to against the lefty Sparky Lyle. So Sparky Lyle trying to prevent 9th inning magic. 5-7, 6 saves, and a 3.12 ERA. Jim Wolford, they will let him lead off. He's a right-handed hitter. He does pretty well against lefties, so they're going to let him start the inning, but after that, Stinson probably will get called back. Lyle, that's a leaner. You can see that white die is catacorner. What do you think, RJL? Do I keep it as a 5 or do I re-roll it? Because it's standing up to the right a little bit. I don't know how well it shows up on the phone, on the camera, but it is kind of catacorner. So, if I press down just like that, it's a 5. So I guess we'll keep it as a 5. 1-5 is a strikeout chance, and he got him. He's a 9. That's a 10. Struck him out. Wolford out on strikes. 1 away. And now we'll look at the Royal pinch hitting at their bench. They've got some stout right-handers. 1 run will tie the game, so they're going with Harmon Killebrew. His average is terrible, but boy, he's got a 20 in a home run, so, and you need that 1 run is all you need. So they're trying to get lightning in a bottle. Harmon Killebrew going to pinch hit. And if it goes extra innings, they can use Buck Martinez to catch. But they're trying to get lightning in a bottle with veteran Harmon Killebrew. Lyle. 3-1 strikeout chance, 10 got him. So Killebrew out on strikes. And that'll turn to Freddie Patek, but we will get a pinch hitter for him as well. He's only a 228 hitter. So they've got to find somebody better than that. And Cookie Rojas is 254, which I believe is the best they have left. Yes, it is. So Cookie Rojas will pinch hit for Patek. Cookie Rojas. So Rojas to pinch hit for Patek. Try to keep this game going. He is a 254 hitter, and he does pretty decent against lefties. You can see here against lefties, double here, double here, double here, and extra power stuff. So they're trying to get lightning in a bottle. Lyle, 2-1 strikeout chance. A 4 is not going to do it. He's only a 3. So he fights off the strikeout and gets to swing. 3-3, a single to center field. And boy, that manager just showing Mensa-like brilliance with all these great moves. And that's a base hit. Rojas runs at a 2, so we'll get a pinch runner rather, for Rojas. Assuming they have somebody that can run faster than that. They may not. Actually, they do. Veda Pinson runs at a 3. So Veda Pinson is going to pinch run for Rojas. They need every advantage they can possibly get. So Pinson being a 3 is an average runner, and with 2 outs it becomes a 4. So gives him excellent chance to try to score on a base hit or an extra base hit. So Frank White, top of the order, comes up. Strategy rolls are still in place because there's only a 1-run difference. So Lyle, 20 chance of a balk, a pickoff, or a pickoff error. 1-2 is a balk. 3-8, he's picked off and the game is over. 9 and 10 is a pickoff error. 11 or higher, we play on. It is a 12, we play on as he gets back. So Pinson got back just in time. Lyle to pitch. 5-3 is a walk chance. 18, though, is too high. So we go to Frank White. See what he can do. 5-5. He's going to fly to the left, and that's your ball game. He flies to left to end the inning. Put away out there by Roy White. And the Yankees hold on and hold serve just like the Reds did in 1975. It's the home teams that win Game 1. In 1993, the visiting teams each won Game 1. This one, a 3-2 victory. 2 costly errors by George Brett and the Royals. Didn't really help the cause either. Winning pitcher was Catfish Hunter. The losing pitcher was Busby. And the save to Sparky Lyle. Let's get the totals for the hits for the Royals. Let's see what they got for hits. 2, 4, 5, 6 hits for the Royals. So their line score is 2 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. For the Yankees, their hits, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got them for 11 hits. And actually, the 5 double plays turned by the Royals kept the game close. Probably closer than it should have been. But the Yankees eke by and win it 3-2. And like I said, the plan going forward is nothing tomorrow, nothing on Friday. On Saturday, both games of the 93 playoffs, or Game 2s, San Francisco, Philadelphia, and Chicago, Toronto. I'll play both those on Saturday. I might do one live and one recorded. I'm not sure how I want to do it, but I'm going to get both those done on Saturday. Both done and uploaded on Saturday. And on Sunday, I want to do both games of the National League Series, or 75 Series rather, Reds and Phillies, and again the Yankees and the Royals. So the Yankees win Game 1 behind the Catfish, and the Yankees in Game 2 will turn to the doctor as Doc Medich will be on the mound for the Yankees, and he will be opposed by Mr. Dennis Leonard for the Royals. So that's about it for tonight. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Inside Pitch. I know it's fun sometimes for me to use that board that RJL uses, but in my limited space here on the way my phone does the panoramic, I feel better using this little setup here. It seems to work better for me. So I'll leave the big board to RJL, and I'll use this little board for my stuff. Hopefully, either way, it will work out, just fine. So have a wonderful Thursday night and going into Friday for the weekend. Friday nights are my high school football nights that I go to with my buddy, so I won't be home Friday night for that. Saturday here is supposed to be rainy and messy, so won't be able to do any yard work, so it'll be a good time to roll some dice. Get some of the honeydew stuff done early and then roll some dice. So probably what I will do is play the 93 Phillies and Giants in the afternoon or morning as a live video. Probably. It's not set in stone, but probably as a live video. And then after that, record the White Sox and the Blue Jays for upload Saturday evening after RJL finishes his game. That's tentatively what the plan is. But plans are always subject to change. Yeah, Chuck, Tabby is, let me see, where does she go? Oh, there she is. She's actually pushed Gracie off her blanket, and Gracie's kind of off to the side, and now Tabby's kind of taken over. She tends to like to own things. I don't know why. She tends to think that everything belongs to her. Not quite sure what the story is on that, but she seems to... entitlement, you might say. Let's see here. My thing just fell out, so let me make sure this is stuck back in here correctly. There we go. Try something here. See if it's agreeable. We shall see if somebody wants to make an appearance on the late ball game here. Yeah, she likes to do her thing and take over. So, and as RJL said, dogs have owners and cats have staff. So I'm on Tabby's staff to make her happy. And if I make her happy during the rest of the day, she gives me permission to come up here and do this. So fortunately, Tabby has allowed it today. So, and if you came in, if you watched the Reds Phillies first game, when I did that recording, Tabby's in like the first 20 seconds. So if you came in late on the premiere I did, you're going to miss that. So go back and watch that in the very beginning, the first 15, 20 seconds. Tabby introduces that video. So if you want to get a good close-up of Tabby, that's the best time to do it. I doubt you want to see her fluffy tail. Probably better to see her face, but oh well, what are you going to do? All right, it's time for me to go to bed because work calls tomorrow morning. So I do appreciate you guys tuning in. And again, the Yankees hold on for a 3-2 victory over the Royals, take a 1-0 lead in the series. Best of 5, whereas the 93 series is the best of 7. So, yep, RJO off to bed. Absolutely. That's where I'm going. And get ready for work tomorrow. And I got to clean up all the stuff that Tabby's tail is swiping all over the place. Make sure she doesn't mess up my cards or anything. So, again, appreciate you guys tuning in, spending part of your Thursday night with me. Until next time, until Saturday, that will be my next video. My plan is to live stream Saturday around noon, and that game is supposed to be the 1993 Philadelphia Phillies Game 2 against the Giants, where the Giants lead at 1-0 off that great performance by Bill Swift. So the Swifties were out in full force in Game 1, but they won't be there in Game 2, as it'll be John Burkett against Tommy Green. So until then, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.